Okay, and then notepad. We got Neko. Alright, let's get started here. 1 second.
It was a game with my friends. We didn't go to Team Shot because the other people weren't in the Shot anyway.
That's fine. No biggie. Just trying to pull something up here. Okay. Alright, let's go.
Now entering King's Row. Prepare to attack.
No, I forgot Strider. I forgot Strider's Reaper main.
And you're what SR are you in this?
You want to play Reaper? I mean,
What SR are you in this? Like 30? I mean, not 23.
Right now, yeah, about 2200.
okay.
Okay, so we've got.
What do you want to play?
Oh,
Do they have?
okay, so you got Lucio, alright.
I generally play mainly Mercy and Lucio, but I wanna get better at Baptiste because I can't do shit as him.
you
Like,
can't.
absolutely.
You can't do anything as Baptiste.
Yeah, completely nothing. I mess up my amplification matrix. I can't save anyone with the immortality field.
I actually find Baptiste really fun. It's because he can output a lot of damage. But I got you. Alright, so let's see.
One. Commence. Capture.
Okay, so first things first, right? You're coming out of spawn. So what do you want to be doing with your teammates right now?
I should have speed them up to the choke instead of healing them. I saw the orb and for some reason I just switched to healing exactly.
So pretty much with this broad comp, you want to, as Lucio, your job is to get them past the choke as quick as possible. So what you want to do is tell them to follow you, or make sure tell Reinhardt, okay, Reinhardt, we're gonna speed a choke, and then I'm gonna amp through it, right? Because
the Reinhardt wasn't in the vote shot.
Well, okay, well, just assume he's gonna do that. Your job here should try and be to get him past the choke, and you want to necessarily be on speed until you actually take the fight up close. If you're not up close, you always want to be on speed boost. Does that make sense?
Okay, yeah.
So be on speed until you can. Now, of course, if someone's like really weak on unlike your side, then of course they can swap base healing. But for the most part, be on speed. Because you see how kind of like right here, you're all just like sitting here, per se, just in the choke.
Yeah, I should have speed them into the fight, right?
Yep, speed them right there. There's someone, I don't know, color scheme is weird, so I think it's an enemy mate to your left with. So is the enemy mate's walls blue, and yours are red?
No. Red are enemies and blue are teammates.
Because I just saw your colors magenta, so I wasn't sure if that was.
Yeah. No, it's normal.
Okay. Forget, does colorblind settings affect walls and shields?
No, they don't.
Okay, I couldn't remember if they did or not. Okay, but yeah.
No, they don't.
So yeah, definitely I'm just gonna put speed people through chokes. You always want to try and be like right around your Reinhardt. Do you see how here like you kind of like split, and you just like they're all over here and you're on this side of the whatever it's called, the statue thing, right?
Yeah.
You want to be with them so that way if like the Mei comes close, right, you can just boop her away and gives your Reinhardt time to, you know, you want to support this motherfucker right here the entire time, because if you don't support him, you're not gonna like, if he dies you pretty much lose almost every time. So I'm just gonna put support your Reinhardt. So yeah, like usually when you're running a broad comp, you want to put everything you have into your Reinhardt so you can just do whatever you want. Okay, good amp here, right? You keep the Zarya alive with this, so nice. Only thing I'd say is maybe instead of amping, actually, what could you do here?
I should have booked her away, right?
Exactly, yeah. She gets frozen,
Yeah.
you boop her away, it fucks up her icicle shot, gives time Zarya to get out of the freeze and bubble herself, and you can just keep speed up. You want to like kind of save it for when your Ryan gets weak for the most part. But yeah. You see how now your Reinhardt kind of like pushed up. I know he's by himself right now, but that's on him. But you want to kind of be with the tanks the entire time.
Okay.
Unless you're going for like there's like a Widow on high ground and you only can contest her and you go like to deal with her, that's fine. But for the most part, stick with your tanks. So maybe work on your aim a little bit. Try and I don't know how much Lucio you play, but
I mean, I play mainly Lucio and Mercy. I have around 400 hours on each hero.
gotcha. So I'd say let me see here. I'm trying to figure out if you should maybe raise your sense or lower it here. So let me see. I'm gonna watch this in 0.25 just to see if you're like overshooting your target or undershooting him. Okay. Just let me see here. Especially on this. This is a good example here. Okay, let's see the Ana here. I think you're undershooting.
I have a high sensitivity, so I'm not sure.
So you
to be
probably actually you might be overshooting.
Yeah, I might.
Yeah, because if you look here, right? Well, this is kind of a good example, but look at the May here. When we get to it, in like 3 hours. So look at your crosshair placement relative to where May is. In a second. You say you kind of like try and aim a little bit too far forward and you miss her. Like that. You just see how you were aiming here and shooting that way, and then trying to drag your aim back towards her.
Yeah.
So I should just maybe lowering your sensitivity a little bit and trying to get down his projectile speed on his gun, so you can know how far you have to like lead your shots. Because he's not a hit scan; he's a projectile hero. So I suggest maybe try lowering your sensitivity like just a little bit, maybe like 0.5, right? Just see how that feels, and then just keep practicing like moving and like leading your shots with Lucio, right? Let me get back to full speed because if we look here, right, too. Like you try and like you keep like you see you kind of like missing that right there, that Ana. You could easily get a lot more damage on her. So I'm gonna put lower sense by like 0.5 and practice leading shots. Alright, so main things after that fight, stick with your tanks, support them by, booping away enemies, booping away, dangerous targets, getting to where they need to be, and let them do the work for the most part, right? You can pump out a lot of damage to Lucio, too, but your main job should be to get to your tank somewhere, so then they can, from there, do work, and it allows you to take more space, right? Because if your tanks don't push up and you push up by yourself, they're going to focus on you more. But if your tanks are up there, who are they going to focus on more? Tanks, right? So it gives you more space to either flank around or get behind them, disrupt the backline with Lucio, like their healers and stuff. Boop them into your teammates. Like a good thing you could try and do is get behind like the Orisa and boop her forward into your Reinhardt and stuff. And that all comes down to just playing with your tanks and then supporting them. Like here, I'll pull the top down here. I'll give you a better example. So like, if you pull up Kingsar here, right? Where the fuck's Kingsar? Do you see the top down right now?
Yeah.
Okay, so right, if you look here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where the fuck's attack? So we're on attack here, right? You're in your aim. So if you're with your tanks here and you push up to here and take all this space, the enemy's probably going to back up into this corner, right?
Yeah.
So now it gives you more time to either like push up a little bit and try and get a boop back in here, or push like around and speed past, boop them in, and speed up. You see that? Because you could like, if your tanks push up here and take the space, and they're all like crowded around back here, now you have the advantage because they have to push it into you, so you can speed this way by yourself, get right behind the tank and boop him into your Rhine, and then you're still safe, right? So that's what I'm kind of like talking about there. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, let's keep going here though.
This sound barrier will be the worst.
Also, if you're not, like I said, if you're just be on speed boost for the most part, unless you need to heal, that way you can be like moving around. You want to be using the walls, your speed, so that way they can't hit you as easily. Because look at this. You're on the low ground, right? Barely moving. Is that really easy for McCree to hit you if you're doing that?
Not really.
Yes, right. Because he can just easily hit you because you're just like kind of like standing still, moving back and forth. But if
Yeah.
you're using your kit to your advantage, like speeding against the wall, jumping across, shooting at him, landing on the next wall, being a little annoying Lucio, right? They have a hard time hitting. You can pump out some damage and just wait for your teammates, right? So be cautious of that because that's how you get killed like that. So use his speed to your advantage. Yeah. Like right here, right? You come out of spawn, good wall ride, good wall ride. Then right here, so you just got nanted, right? I don't know if you noticed that, but instead of amping heals, put it on speed,
Amp speed, yeah.
and get this Reinhardt into them. He's nanted, drive his ass into their team because nanted Reinhardt's pretty scary. Like that's good healing there. Yeah, it's definitely a big thing holding you back is well, not holding you back per se, but aim could help you out a bit if you get that down. Just knowing who to support and using your kit to your advantage. Like being on speed when you're supposed to be being on healing.
Yeah, here's the awkward part with the sound barrier, because I thought we would be engaging, and they all just went for the McCree on the top ground, so we just wasted the whole sound barrier.
That's fine. Not a bit. I use sound barrier to engage sometimes. Only thing I'd be cautious of is that they have a. Well, it's kind of hard because Beat doesn't do much for a Blizzard because it's gonna run out by the time you get out of Blizzard, and you could be dead already, right? So, I don't think they have anything on their team that's really needs to be beated. Right? They have McCree and May, so that's nothing there. Hagen. So yeah, using B2 engage is fine. Unfortunately, your team just didn't read that they should be pushing a W into the enemy team and not one person to your right. But not a bad beat. So like here's a good. Well, you're shooting your own right here.
Yeah, I got completely.
You see, you're kind of missing this big hog in front of you here. You see, like you're missing him completely for the most part.
Yeah.
So definitely, so your first one of your first goals is going to be working on your aim. Okay. Second goal is going to be sticking with tanks and speeding them. Or I'm going to say and enabling them. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Also, in this VOD, I play Lucio, Mercy, and Baptiste, so you will be able to see all of them.
Perfect.
Yeah, oh, and here, just ran away.
That's good, yeah. Only thing I'd say is, once again, put that shit on speed boost, get out of there much quicker. Right?
Yeah. And...
yeah, it was kind of hard to tell where he was doing that from. But yeah, we'll do attack and defense, and then we'll see how it goes from there. You swap in the Mercy? Okay. So we got Mercy now. So I'm going to put last thing for Lucio is just speed more. Okay, but now we got Mercy. Do you have toggle beam on?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
I'm really accustomed with Mercy because I play a lot of Medic in Team Fortress 2, so I actually can do stuff.
Gotcha. Good res. Okay. Do you know how to super jump? I don't know how to super jump.
Yes,
Okay.
I do. I have crouch under my mouse key, under mouse 4, so I can super jump constantly.
Gotcha. Good kill. I still can't figure out how the fuck to do it.
I mean, for me, it really helped to have the crouch button on the mouse because then I
Yeah.
can really get the timings better.
Is it like crouching like right before you press like right before you hit the target with your shift?
Yeah, like right before it, like almost instantly.
Okay, so it's like if I get this right. So wait, repeat that again. It's like right before you hit
You-
him.
You crouch, then you shift, and then you jump at the end. But you need to crouch and shift almost like in 1/4 of a second delay.
Okay, fuck that. Because I know, fucking when I'm like swinging out of Mercy as Ryan, and I kill one of her teammates, she just fucking flies into the air, and I'm like, okay, I'll see you in 3 years when you come down from the moon. You know what I mean? But yeah, definitely, use that a lot as Mercy because it's fucking hard as shit to hit a fucking Mercy that's going up in the air.
Yeah.
You here pretty much just keep damage on Bastion for the most part. I wouldn't even worry about the tank. I don't know who the other support is. I think it's an Ana. Yeah, so and when you have a Bastion, don't worry too much about their tanks, right? I know a lot of Mercies, like especially when what I've seen is that if they're like pocketing DPS, they'll go off to heal the tanks. But what they don't realize is that their other support is supposed to be that's their job, right? Like if you're running a BAP Mercy, Baptiste heal is really like a lot of healing, right? So don't worry so much about like in this scenario Ana. She can pretty much take care of the tanks herself. So what I would do is just focus on damage boosting the DPS and keeping them up. Because think of it this way, right? Who's gonna win? The team that has a Mercy pocketing DPS or the team that doesn't, for the most part?
I mean, the one that has the pocket
Exactly,
DPS.
right? So if you have another main healer with you, like an Ana, Mora, Baptiste, and you're on Mercy, for the most part, just focus on the DPS. Don't worry about the tanks at all.
I mean, in my defense, the Anna girl was a new friend of ours. I didn't really know how she plays, so I was a bit stressed about the healing.
Don't stress about it. Just be like, yo, Ana, tanks are all yours. I got the DPS. That's it. That's all you gotta say, all right?
Okay.
Just because you get so much more value keeping the DPS damage boosted that it's just unmatched, and you should always do that. Okay, so always pocketed and alive. Oh, it is super jump, nice. Well, that's just fucking overpowered. Like, you just fucking.
It is.
I definitely think they're not going to patch it. There's no way they're going to patch it.
And here I fucked up. I just tried to go for the rest.
That's fine.
That's... it wasn't smart.
Yeah, so the good thing is that if you're going to go for a res, I mean, I don't know, your teammates aren't in chat, like you said, but call it out, be like, yo, I'm going for a res. That tells your teammates, okay, let's try and push up here and like maybe play behind the payload or something like that. If not, then just back the fuck up, right? Without a huge deal. You're not going to be perfect every single time. Okay, so we got Val coming up here. Perfect. Let's see how to use this. So, like, example right here, right? Are you getting any value doing anything right now?
Not really.
Exactly, right? So you have a Reaper here, right? A Reaper and a Bastion. What I would do is maybe like, okay, Reaper, ready to go in there? I think he's on your team or in your group.
Yeah, they are.
Be like, okay, Reaper, you want to go in there? Yep, okay. You either just super jump to him and stay on the high ground here, like behind the cover, and just keep him damage boosted while he goes in, and he can wraith out, right? Or you'd be like hard engage with him and pop your Valk. But never just be doing nothing. Like here, you could be getting so much more value even damage boosting the Reaper or your Bastion that's behind you. Good kill. So here's a good question you can ask yourself every time. You be like, am I getting value? Just ask yourself that, right? And if your answer is no, then look to go get value somewhere. Whether it's, like I said, damage boosting somebody else, going back and waiting for one of your DPS is following your DPS in. You know what I mean? So I'll just put, ask yourself, am I getting value? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
And now win the round, and I go Baptiste.
That's fine. Do you want me to review your Baptiste or? up
Oh
to you?
yes, please.
Okay.
I really need to learn the Baptiste.
I actually played
Especially
Baptiste
right
in a stream the other day, and let me tell you, I was fucking god. I was fucking popping the fuck off with my aim, and the biggest thing you want to get down your aim. If you can't get aim on Baptiste, you're not useless, but you're not going to get as much value, right? Because if you can aim, you can take care of pharaohs, take care of other things. Okay, so right away, good spot. I like the spot. Because it's a good spot because you're on the high ground, right? You see the whole fight, and the enemy's not really there yet.
Yeah.
Now let me ask you this: if they were to start pushing hard and your tank's backed up to the hotel, where would you go now?
I would go to the other window to the right, or I would drop down.
Exactly, other window to the right. Perfect. TPing somewhere. Oh.
Yeah. And this was the point where we started to lose.
The only thing I maybe do is see, I see you hear the teleporter. As soon as you hear a teleporter on this map, always look up and be like, "Oh shit, they're there." Immediately go to your right. Right.
I didn't completely realize what was going on at
It's all
this
good.
point.
So what's the biggest tell for that?
Hmm?
The biggest tell for that is sound cues. The sound will tell you which direction a teleport is in. Right?
Okay.
So I'm just gonna put down under Baptiste. It's not for Baptiste, it's for mainly everybody, but I'm just gonna put listen to sound cues. Right, because Overwatch is also a game about sound. If you can hear where the enemy's going or hear abilities, you know which way they're coming from, right? If you hear a Hanzo behind you, you're gonna turn around. You hear a tire behind you, you're gonna turn around. You hear a teleporter in front of you, like to the top, it's gonna be up there. So a big thing you want to do is pay attention to that. It won't catch you off guard because you can hear where they're coming from, right?
Okay.
And even then, a good thing you can do here is to, okay, you hear them up there. Instead of panicking, try and throw your lamp here to either give them some room to back up, and then you can just regroup. But what you also want to do is immediately rotate to where your bastion is. Why? Either your bastion
Okay.
to your right. Why do you want to go either way? Do you know?
I don't know, honestly. No.
Okay, so look at their line of sight. Can they see you if you're over here again where the bastion is?
Okay, no, they
No.
cannot.
Can they see you if you're over here on the other window?
Nope.
Exactly. So as soon as you see that, go one of those ways and tell your tanks, they're not in chat, but tell your tanks, back the fuck up. And they're back up and you can keep healing them, throw your lamp here and just relax. And then when they come towards you, now there's two different angles, right? So try and get out of LOS if you can. Now here you caught off guard, you kind of panicked a little bit, but not a big deal, right? Also, a lot of teams don't run that kind of strat in gold, so
Really? We've been doing the same shit for like 10 games in a row.
yeah. I have never, to be honest, it might be only in gold then. I've never seen that run in Masters.
We've been doing this in a silver game too. It's always working. Then with the Temple of
Like-
Anubis just speed boosting out of the choke. It always works.
Yeah, no one expects it. That's why it's really
Yeah.
Okay, so once again here, I can't tell who's the DP. Okay, so who do you want to be pocketing?
I'd say Reaper and maybe McCree.
It depends. If you're not in their range yet, do the McCree. But if you're like up close, do the Reaper so you can get on the Bastion and kill them, right? So
Okay.
what I'm gonna put under Mercy is when you go Mercy, look at your DPS, look at their DPS, and see who you want to be getting value to counter them, right? If they have really long ranged heroes, you want to be damage boosting your long range hero. If they have close range heroes, you want to be doing damage boosting a bit of both. When you're far away, you're long. When you're close, you're close. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So look to see who you can get value from. Unfortunate. They just teleported to your left. So another thing you try and do here is the teleport behind you, but on this map is where the fuck is it? Okay, so you see this high ground up here?
Yeah.
Or up here-ish. We can try and do is like if your team's holding back here is like be up there and just be damage boosting them around the corner and stuff. So you're out of line of sight, but you're still like getting value. But here they use some extra pop turrets and so yeah, you want to be looking to hard commit on your Reaper and get him in there and damage boosted.
I'm gonna go Moira for this,
I would actually probably just stay on the Baptiste too. Just because it gives your team the ability to get on the point itself and not be killed instantly. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I switched to Mercy immediately because I'm not really that confident with my Baptiste.
Oh, that's
was
fine. That's
why.
perfectly fine. I was just giving like just saying like Mercy is like can get value here, but with the way your team's playing, like not necessarily.
actually. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, they're high.
Just because they're outranging you right now, and you want to have that immortality field to help close the distance and get on top of them. But okay, so next thing on Mercy I saw was just you not getting value all the time. So example on this defense, this maybe would have turned the fight in your favor, maybe not, but just knowing to keep your Reaper pocketed for the most part, or your McCree, and to try and poke down their shields and get close enough. They were teleporting on high ground behind you, so there's not much you could have done about that per se. But the biggest thing, like I said, is just always get value on Mercy. Okay. Do you have any questions for me before we end it here?
Nope.
Okay. I'll send you these notes and I'll put the video for you.
Okay.
No problemo. Feel free to leave me your review on my server if you want. If not, it's okay. But here you go.
Sure.
So
Thanks.
the things I want you to work on are the goals. Everything else is just small stuff I saw as we went along. But biggest thing is the goals. So we're trying to work on those 3 things. The first 2 are for Lucio. The last one's for Mercy. You weren't on Baptiste enough for any, anything big there, but
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you very much.
No problem. Take care, man.
Have a good night.
You too. Stop.